You're listening to the Rossco Fantasy Football Show, live on the Peak One Sports Network.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 8 of the Rossco Fantasy Football Show. Glad to have you guys. As always, I hope you had a good week. I hope your players did well for you. I hope you didn't have some of the players that got injured this week. We'll be talking about those guys. But, like I said, as always, we are back out here at No Frills in Arlington, sponsor of the show. Big shout out. Great food. Super awesome atmosphere. As you can see, it's kind of a little bit busy tonight. Stars are playing. We got some games on, so having a good time out here. But make sure you know that No Frills is a local sports bar and grill that offers great times for all ages. Whether you're coming out to catch the game, bringing the kids to the arcade, or maybe you're just grabbing a drink with your friends, visit No Frills Sports Bar and Grill in Arlington, Fort Worth, Mansfield, Keller, or Burleson today. So, yeah, man, welcome. Super happy to see you guys. Wanted to start off with a little shout out. It's taken me all day to muster up the strength to do it, but I want to shout out my dad. He's in heaven. It's the 1-year anniversary of us losing him, and I thought about him all day. So this show's dedicated to him. I love you, Dad. Can't wait to see you again. All right, so we'll shout out a couple of our sponsors. We'll start with one of my favorites, the Dapper Dog Academy. Dapper Dog Academy is a top-notch dog training academy located in Cleburne, Texas. Owner and head trainer Corey Bennett has nearly 10 years of experience helping your canine companions become the best version of themselves. Contact Corey and the Dapper Dog Academy on Facebook and book your consultation today. Super awesome, guys. You need to check out the Dapper Dog Academy. They'll do a great job for you to help anything, training. They're just so awesome. And also, who else is awesome? That's Dubby. Dubby's awesome. If you're seeking a superior energy drink to replace those inferior caffeinated beverages, Dubby offers 0 maltodextrin, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and 0 proprietary blends. The coffee fruit extract is the star of this delicious drink, helping you to energize without the jitters or crash. And make sure you remember, if you use code PEAK1, you'll get 10% off your order today. So make sure you check out Dubby. Well, I think it's time. I'm a big guy for tradition, so I think it's time we do our traditionary salute. Shout out if you won this week. Cheers. Cheers to you. The sweet taste of victory. Also, if you lost this week, shout out, cheers. It'll get better, okay? Have to cleanse the palate occasionally. Hey, guys, let me know what you think in the chat and the comments if you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. Dan, hey, I miss you too, man. I don't know what you're doing, but, dude, if you want to hop on, bro, I'd love to have you. Miss you too, man. Glad to have you with us. Let me know if you're watching, where you're watching from, and kind of give us a shout out. Let me know what you think about the curls, guys. Dan, tell me what you think about the curl, man. I mean, it's getting going. It's getting going. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what happened to my music. Well, I am just kind of dumb and did not play any. So we'll go ahead and let's get some music going. I'm just in time for our first segment. And guys, I'm letting you know this is a little loud, so we're going to turn that down. But I'm also letting you know this is going to be one of those shows. I did a lot of content this week. We'll probably be here for like an hour or so, okay? But guess who it is? I mean, Evans Vacuum, guys. How cool for them to sponsor this segment. Who sucked the most? Well, Who Sucked the Most is brought to you by Evans Vacuum. Does your vacuum suck? Or maybe your vacuum doesn't suck. Either way, you should go visit Evans Vacuum today. You know it as the store with the big vacuums in the windows, but since 1937, people all over DFW have known Evans Vacuum as the leader in quality vacuum sales and service. swing by one of 3 Evans locations, whether you're in Arlington, North Richland Hills, or their Camp Bowie location in Fort Worth, and receive a free estimate to fix that less sucky sucker that you have. Or if you mention the Rossco Fantasy Football Show, you're going to get 25% off your purchase. That's huge, folks. These vacuums are good vacuums, okay? They're not cheap vacuums that you buy from the big brand box stores, okay? So 25% off your purchase is pretty big. Make sure you visit Evans Vacuum today. All right, so who sucked the most this week? Well, I got a big surprise for you guys. You're not even going to see it coming. I know some of the viewers aren't going to see it coming. It's Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, welcome back, man. Welcome back to Who Sucked the Most. You know, I really thought I wouldn't have to talk about Travis Kelce again. I got a lot of you out there who feel like Travis Kelce really doesn't suck, and you're right. As an athlete, as a professional, as a somewhat celebrity, he's great. But at fantasy football this week, Travis Kelce, you suck. You know what? I'm not even going to drink to that. I'm not going to drink to that. This week, only 4 receptions on those 5 targets for 17 yards. Did not have a touchdown. So like I said, welcome back. But here's the important thing, guys, okay? This year, the Chiefs have no reason to care about Travis Kelce getting fantasy points, okay? All they want's that three-peat. They're going to do as little as possible to win a game so that they can make that three-peat Super Bowl and be the first team ever, right, to do it. I mean, now that will be awesome when they do it, but is it going to be awesome for you guys as fantasy owners? Probably not. So, once again, if you guys are watching the show, shout out. Let me know what you think about the new curl. Ooh, they got the curl going. And the suit. I wore a suit for you guys tonight. I thought I'd look schmecksy for you. Anyways, let me know. Okay, but also this one kind of hurt me personally. I had Alvin Kamara in quite a few leagues, and if you've had Alvin Kamara, we know all the glories of the good days of him getting those 40-some-odd points. Oh, look, our food's here, guys. We got some food here tonight. We got, this looks like this is the fried jalapenos. They call them bottle caps up here at No Frills, so make sure you get some of those. Thank you so much. All right, so we got the bottle caps at No Frills. I'm excited because they're just basically like fried pickles, but they're jalapenos instead, and they're super great. I get them quite often. So, Alvin Kamara this week, only 7 carries. You know, only had 10 yards on those 7 carries, but he did have 6 receptions on 7 targets, which is awesome for a fantasy running back. Like, we love that, right? Only had 14 yards, though, on those 6 receptions, so we don't really love that as much, but he did. I almost didn't want to put him here this week, okay, because he did play through that hand injury. He was a victim of the short week, right? They had a short turnaround, and he was a victim of the Broncos defense, which is like kind of came out of nowhere. But I guess if you think about it, you know, Sean Payton had a good defense when he was with the Saints, right? And so I mean, it would make sense that when he shows up in Denver, he's got a good defense, man. Now, who sucked the most? It looks like Kenny says everyone on my team. And, you know, Kenny, I think, you know, it was just one of those weeks, man. But first off, I'm glad to have you with us, man. I'm glad that you're on. Also, if you want, you can hop on, Kenny. I don't know what you're doing, man, but if you want to get on the show, hop on. We can talk some fantasy, and we'll just see how it goes. Dan, if you're watching too, man, hop on. Dan says he loves the fried jalapenos. And, Dan, you have great, excellent taste. I would compare the fried jalapenos at No Frills to like having Derrick Henry on your team this year, you know, or I mean, I don't know, maybe having David Njoku this week, you know, maybe you picked him up, maybe you played him. Oh, that was pretty sweet. I love fried jalapenos. Thank you so much, Dan, for watching. Glad you could join us. So Alvin Kamara and Travis Kelce, you guys suck this week. Oh, but wait, there's more. What, you think I'm just going to give you 2 people who suck? Well, Jameson Williams. Jamison Williams making me drink Jameson, man, to deal with it. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. But Jamison Williams, only 1 reception on the 1 target, and it was for negative yards. So, you know, you can bet I enjoyed sorry, trying to fix my glasses so they're not crooked. You can bet I enjoyed sorry, man, all the NY teams, dude, who sucked the most, 100%. I don't know, Breece Hall did pretty good for me. But everybody else. So Jamison Williams only had the 1 catch on 1 target for negative 4 yards. I've noticed something about Jamison Williams. Those snaps and targets are both getting lower and lower and lower every week. Okay? You remember? He had a gambling issue not too long ago, right? He was suspended for gambling. Well, guess what? Now he's got a PED issue for 2 weeks. You suck, dude. You suck. I hate that. Anyways, you know, glad you guys are watching. Glad you guys are getting in on the comments. Glad you could join us. But this one, man, you know, once again, what a great athlete. What a great player. You know, like I'd love to have him on a real football team. Stephon Diggs, you suck this week, man. Only 5 catches on 7 targets for 23 yards. And I don't know if you guys were watching that game, but keep in mind, Stephon Diggs only had 3. I don't want to get caught. If you know, you know. He only had 3. Don't want to get caught. He only had 3 receiving yards in the first half, guys. It's not great. And then to top it off, CJ Stroud only ended up with 86 yards total passing this week. So it was just a horrible week, okay? Now, the good news. I don't know if you've heard the good news, folks, but the good news is that, yes, ma'am, I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, actually, she knows, Dan. She knows. She knows the sun. All right, so the good news is that the last time that Stephon Diggs played against the Colts in week 1, he got 19 points, man. So I don't think he'll be on Who Sucked the Most very long. I really don't. All right, and then 2 more for you as I scratch that itch. I posted the link to get into the studio a little earlier tonight, just in case any of you guys do want to hop on. So the link should be in the comments on the YouTube or the Facebook. Hey, thank you so much. And real quick, just throw it out there. Like I said, I figured if I throw it out there, that gives you time to, like, you know, get stuff. But all right, the last candidates for Who Sucked the Most this week are going to be Christian Kirk and Tyreek Hill. But hold up. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill in a second. First, let's go ahead and talk about Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk only had 1 reception. He had 3 targets for 24 yards. I mean, you could say he was a victim of game script. You could say that, right? They were down early, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but here's the real deal. This is his third game in a row with only 1 reception, guys. That's it. I mean, Ingram's back, and he's an easy target for Lawrence. It's just like the olden days of Jason Witten, running 10 yards, turning around, catching the ball. Running 5 yards, doing a cut, catching the ball. I mean, that's what we can expect, you know, for the Jaguars offense for a while. Okay? Not a whole lot of impressive stuff. Now, this one I'm really excited. You've seen Tyreek Hill the first couple weeks. Remember, I was running it for a while. I didn't even have to change it. You know, it was like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, first page every week. But then Tua got injured. He got that really bad concussion. He was out for a while. And, you know, it was one of those things. Hey, shout out Cooper Dunn. What's up, bro? Watching from Grand Prairie, Texas. Love having you, man. Now, Cooper did hit me up earlier this week for a little bit of fantasy advice. We were talking about Tyreek Hill, so I'm glad. Dude, no. Remember what we talked about, bro. Remember what we talked about. Don't be done with Tyreek Hill, okay? Yeah, I know who you meant, bro, okay? It was Tyreek. We all know who you mean. All right, but listen, Kenny. Hey, Deshaun Watson. Yeah, he sucked, but I think the reason I didn't put him on the list is I think he took an injury, and usually I'm like, I don't like to put people who get injured in who sucked, right? I just don't feel right about it. Okay, but Tua got injured, he was out, and then Tyreek Hill just stayed down, so I kind of took him off for a little while. But this week he had the worst game of his career. He had the worst game of his career this week, so that's why I put him as who sucked the most. Now, Dan, you make a great point, buddy. You make a great point. This could be good for I did that out of order. I meant to put Tua coming back. Tua Cummins back. You're making a great point. He may be back week 8, and that is going to be good for Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Okay? Kenny, I love you. I'm not going to show your comment, but I agree. Okay? So, sometimes bad people don't deserve good things. That's all we'll say. So, yeah, Tua's coming back. And I think, I'm just throwing this out here, if you do own Tyreek Hill, if you do own Jalen Waddle, but the majority of people don't have Waddle anymore, they're kind of but Tyreek Hill, right? You're going to want to keep Tyreek Hill. Dude, you got 2 options that are both great options this week, and that is, number 1, keep him, and if he comes back, play him, right? Okay, and then the second option, trade him away. Trade him away. Here's why, okay? Yes, he's coming back. Yes, he's coming back. Okay, but do you have any idea of what you could do with Tyreek Hill if he doesn't perform, or maybe Tua doesn't come back, right? And then you tell your person, you say, hey, man, hey, Tua's coming back, bro. He's going to get them points, right? Look at, okay? But that's what I want you to think about with the trade. Everybody's going to call me an idiot for saying trade Tyreek Hill, but think about this. Tua was healthy, and Tyreek was still not going off like you think he was, like you think he should have. So, something to be said. I do say, if there is something to be said, if I had to say something, I would say that it's worth being said, and that is that Tyreek Hill should either be kept or traded. And I know it sounds kind of like duh, but you have to look at how you feel about it. And it's 50-50. I can't give you the honest opinion, right? You can't cut him. He's on your can't cut list. You drafted him too early. But, you could trade him and try to get, an upgrade at wide receiver maybe, and at running back, or you could try to keep him and hope he goes off. But just going off of what he did with Tyreek Hill healthy, I'm not so sure. All right, you know what time it is, guys. It's time for To Cut or Not to Cut. Super love it. As always, To Cut or Not to Cut is brought to you by our friends at Double F Landscaping. If you're looking to make a cut, or maybe a change to your backyard lineup, contact Double F for all of your yard maintenance, flower bed installs, backyard renovations, and those fast approaching fall cleanups. It's coming quick, folks. It's coming quick. Those fall cleanups. Make sure you get your free estimate today by calling 817-631-3399 or check them out on Facebook at Double F Landscape. Double F Landscaping. Make your yard look so good, the Joneses will be trying to keep up with you. Man, love these guys. All right. So, I've added a little bit to the show. You know what? Why not? We're going to do some memes. Let me know what you think in the comments. I did. All right. So this week, I always like to start off now. I'm starting off with the big cut. Like the cut that's like doesn't make sense, that you're like, what? I'm starting with that cut. Dalton Schultz, guys. It's time to cut him. He's owned in 70% of leagues. Okay? Like I say every week, too many leagues. Dalton Schultz, man. Even with the injuries to the Houston wide receivers, he can seem to get more targets. He can't. I mean, what's going on, dude? He still has not had a touchdown at all this season. At all. And guys, I'm not super great at math, so, if you're watching and you want to help out, let me know. What's the average there? He's only got 19 receptions, and we're going into week 8. Okay, so through 7 games, 19 receptions, that's not even averaging 3. It's like less than 3 per game. All right? And every single game this year, he's had less than 35 receiving yards. It is time to cut it. All right. Now, this one is near and dear to me. It breaks my heart. So I'm going to drink to this guy, man. Justin Fields, dude. I didn't believe in you. You proved me wrong. I played you, and you won me some games. Here's to you, Justin Fields. Now, I don't want to cut you, man. I don't want to cut Justin Fields, all right? He's only owned in 31% of leagues because I guess only, 31% of people knew that he was getting all them rushing yardage points, man. He was throwing touchdowns. It was great. But the days of rushing yardage points are done because Russell Wilson's back. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, good, man. Good. Good to see you. You want to say hi to everyone? Yeah, what's up? What's your name? Oh, my God, it's the owner of No Frills. Oh, my God, it's the owner of No Frills. Well, just as a reminder, folks, No Frills is the absolute best sports bar and grill ever. Make sure you come out. I love, in fact, just for you, man, I'm going to do this. I'm so happy you came over. I'm so happy you came over. So just another shout out to No Frills. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show, for letting us come out. I love everything about this place, and everybody who watches loves Dave. We all love Dave. He brings the food sometimes, and I tell people come out all the time. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And hey, guys, everybody show some love, man. Show some love. And anytime you want, come over here, be on the show, man. Do you play fantasy football? Who's on your team?
Well, I've got a couple of different ones. So I'm
not
very good at it, but I play.
Well, man, I'm going to put the rock music on for you because you rock. Amari, dude, aren't you excited? Lamar. Last night I played Lamar. I had Lamar. Are you happy? You won, didn't you? Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. I was so excited to see it. Well, I don't know if you've ever watched the show. I hear you. Okay. Well, I keep it posted up on YouTube and Facebook, and so you can watch it at any time. And I'll just put it out here, okay? The folks who are watching the show or who are watching it afterward, all my friends, all of you guys out there that are letting me know that, I give good advice, man. I give good advice. I promise. Yeah, dude. Hey, watch it. Watch it, bro. I'm so glad to have met you. And you got a great thing going here, man. And Dave is incredible. LA is an awesome server. She takes care of me every week. I super appreciate it. And man, thank you so much. I had the pleasure meeting you, man. Guys, oh my gosh! Can you believe that? Wow! I just met the owner of my sponsor. And to thank that he's sitting right there behind me the whole time. Okay. Well, man, talk about cool, That is cool. Well, way cooler than having to cut Justin Fields, that's for sure. Okay. So let's get back to it, man. Now, Wilson had that good game against the Jets. He basically reclaimed his position as the starter with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was telling us all week. He said, "Hey, man, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this a long time." And I guess he wasn't wrong. Now, Justin Fields did good. But, if your quarterback's already back from bye week, I know there's only a few of them, that you probably had on bye week already, but, that's definitely a cut. That's definitely a cut. Or maybe if you did pick him up to cover your bye week, cut it. They do say all good things must come to an end. So I guess the awesomeness of Justin Fields is no more. However, he will, in fact, keep this in mind, guys. If Russell Wilson gets hurt, This guy's going to be the #1 ad. This guy's going to be the number 1. Shout out No Frills, man. Absolutely, dude. That was so awesome, man. That was cool. And I know, I'm just glad you guys were here with me to do that, man. How cool is that? So, anyway, hey, Cooper. All right, last guy. Now, this is going to be the one that's super you got to cut. Juju Smith-Schuster, guys. You like my Owen Wilson? Wow. All right. That's smart, Cooper. Keeping Fields, that's really smart. Maybe don't cut him if you don't have to, but I mean, I wanted to put him on here just so you knew, or so anybody knew. It's not, you can make space, you can afford. He'll be available probably, but if you keep him, you guaranteed have him, right? If Wilson goes down. If you drop him, you better hope you got a good enough waiver claim, because like I said, he's going to be the top guy. All right, well, thank you so much, Coop. Juju Smith-Schuster is currently owned in 43% of leagues, and now there's a good chance he's going to miss multiple weeks too, man. This weekend was horrible for injuries, dude, and some bad ones, man. And unfortunately, Juju had to leave week 7 against San Fran due to aggravating that hamstring. He got that during practice. It kind of popped up during the week. They said that he was going to go ahead and play. So, you're thinking, I don't know, 43% of people apparently are thinking, hey, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be like, whoop. And then he got ruled out for week 8 extremely fast. For a hamstring being ruled out already, that's not a good sign, dude. So there's a good chance that he's going to miss multiple weeks with this injury. And just throwing this out here, if you needed a reason to cut him other than what I just said, he's only had 29 receptions for 47 targets for 260 yards this year and only 1 touchdown. So not going to be a big loss in getting rid of him. But, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to cut that guy. All right. So just a little shout out to you guys who are watching. I just want to, thank you again for getting involved, getting into the comments. And so this one goes out to you guys. So good. I wish Jameson Williams was as good as Jameson actually is. Like actual Jameson. But hey, well, if you're going to get rid of somebody, you always have to add someone, right? So we're going to do Bye. Brought to you by with Bry DFW. As always, Bye is brought to you from our friends at Buy with Bry DFW. Are you ready to buy? Buy with Bry DFW is the best way to buy DFW. And he's a realtor you can trust with 6 years experience in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, in-depth knowledge of the market, and a passion for finding you the right home. Buy with Bry DFW is the best way to buy DFW. Guys, I nailed it tonight. I got it right. That's so good. Cheers, Bubba. Thank you, Coop. So you can visit Buy with Bry DFW right here. I've got it posted for you on Facebook. He's almost to his 1,000 followers, guys. Make sure you go hit him up. All right. So Bye this week. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be cool. I'm going to play a little chill mix. All right. Obviously, if you're watching, you knew, right? I mean, come on. If you didn't keep Tua, right, he's owned in 45% of leagues. So less than half of us are keeping him. I was one of them. I kept him. But, hey, if you didn't, or maybe if somebody else in your league didn't keep him, go get Tua. Because, in case you forgot, dude, Tua was first in the passing yards last season in the NFL. Okay? They're talking like he may return this week from his concussion protocol. And that means, like Dan pointed out earlier, we might see the return of Tyreek Hill too. okay, which would be really, really great. Not to mention, okay, if he does come back, it's not really the worst matchup. He's playing the Cardinals. They're on a short turnaround. You know, they had the game Monday night. We just like yesterday, and then they're playing on third. That's kind of a short turnaround. So it's a nice chance for Tua to get going again. If you need a quarterback to get going again, Tua's going to be your dude, and that's what brings that value to Tyreek Hill. Okay, is Tua coming back? So definitely, you're going to want to get bye all Tua Tagovailoa. Now, oh snap! Here we go again. Okay, Jauan Jennings. I've been back and forth on this guy all year. All right, you saw me tell you guys, you got to get him, right? Ayuk was holding out. You know, Deebo Samuel was injured. George Kittle was injured. Christian McCaffrey was injured. I mean, who else is they going to throw to? I'm like, get Jauan Jennings. And then what did he do? Big pooper stinker. He was stinky. So I told you all to cut him. I was like, hey, this guy's not doing anything. Go ahead, cut him. I'm sorry. And I even apologized to you guys. I said, I'm so sorry that I told you to get this guy and he didn't do anything. And if you played him, I'm sorry. You know. But, you know, hey, here we go again. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Here we go again. So, he's owned in 30% of leagues, guys. He's basically the top option for waivers for wide receivers this week. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, you got to get Jauan Jennings. And I'm skeptical, but I'm going to put him here in case you need him. Okay. He is the best option for Purdy other than George Kittle, who's back, but you can't just throw it to George Kittle all the time. Now, Ricky Pearsall is another guy you might want to look at, but the thing I'm concerned about is that, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think Ricky Pearsall is, Big Doo-Doo JJ. We should call him Big Doo-Doo JJ. I love that, Coop. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, like I said, I've got the link for the show. If you want to join the show, I've got the link in the description on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you guys want, click that link. It takes you like 20 seconds to like get everything set up so that you can come on the show. You could join me, and you know, it would be awesome. Now, so if you need somebody, you could get Jauan Jennings. But in the world of no tight ends, right? No tight ends. I mean, I just told you to cut Dalton Schultz too. So like even somebody who has name recognition that you think might do good, you know, he's not. So what are you going to do? Well, guess what, guys? Cade Otton is only owned in 39% of leagues. Okay. So he's out there. You could probably find him. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both got injured this week. And so not only, I mean, dude, you're talking about superstars, right? I mean, how many targets were these two getting together, right? Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I have my very first guest to join the show. Very first guest to join the show. It's an honor to bring him on. So happy, man. And the only beard that I feel like rivals mine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
What's
Mr. Reckless.
up, guys?
Welcome to the show, my dude.
Yeah,
Thank
today
you
was
so much.
rough for me this week.
Yeah, you know, I'm sorry about that. I feel like I saw it was kind of a bad week. But you know what, man? There's always more weeks. You got the Rossco Fantasy Football Show to help out. Not to mention, you're kind of great at sports in general, dude. So, man. Well, hey, just real quick, tell me what you think about Cade Otton.
Not really sure. Haven't really looked much into his upside right now. The bigger question mark I have is, you know, is Chris Godwin done forever? Because his age, that ankle ain't coming back anytime soon. What's gonna be Mike Evans' prognosis, and who's gonna fill that role? I could see Baker Mayfield being another one of those like dark horse running threats, because the guy does have wheels. He just hasn't had to use them down there in Tampa.
Dude, and not only does he have wheels, keep in mind that guy's got some power too, man. He reminds me of Jay Cutler sometimes when the way he runs. Right,
Yeah.
like he'll mess you up, dude. Like he'll go for it. He started to slide a little more, and I think in the last this season, I feel like he's running out of bounds more and stuff. But those last couple seasons, dude, like he was knocking some people over. But I see my opinion though, and tell me what you think about this, man. I think that Otten's going to be a tight end 1, man, because we do know Chris Godwin's out for the season, and you make a great point. Is he done forever? We don't know, but I mean, dude, he was on pace to have the best season he's ever had, and this happens. And I don't know if you saw it, dude, but reckless, man. But like, did you watch the game? Were you able to see the injury?
I'm up in New Jersey, so that was one of the games that didn't play up here. Plus, I was at the other VA hospital. I'm at the other one now because a bunch of people coming to the one where I'm at right now, getting some like freedom, and like kind of just some treatment there. That's more like you kind of go outside, you get to do a bunch of things. A bunch of new people came in with snotty hands and basically contaminated food, so I have an infection in my colon. So I'm in this like hotel style room right now.
Hey, bro.
So it's actually kind of nice. It's quiet. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Nice upgrade.
But yeah, no, I think what you're gonna see, and everybody going, Adam's going to the Jets. That's gonna be a big deal. And I was a couple of my leagues chats, and I'm just like, you guys are dumb. There's no way that's gonna be a big one. But yeah, he could step up and be that a good, especially if he probably isn't even on waivers in most leagues. I'd say he's probably a free agent in most.
Yeah, so actually he is available. He's owned currently in 39% of leagues. So I'm bad at math, but that 1% gets us to 40. So like 61% of leagues he's available in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's most.
Yeah.
Anything over 51%. So you're gonna have, and that's based on ESPN. There's also NFL, Sleeper, a whole bunch of other ones. A whole bunch of other fantasy leagues out there. So yeah, no, that would be, especially if you got room on your bench, or you have Godwin right now and you have IR slots, which Dan IR slots. I'm sitting on Christian McCaffrey because, you never know when he's going to come back and explode and have 5 great weeks. But I think that's a good pickup right now. And let's see the next. I think if Neighbors probably isn't available right now. Unless you're in like a keeper league, that might be a trade for someone who's going to make trying to make a deep playoff run. If you're kind of like, probably not going to make the playoffs, that might be a guy you target that you can keep for the next couple of years, because he's going to put up really big numbers. And this season he's had a couple of games where he's putting up really big numbers. Just Daniel Jones can't hit a target.
Well, it's been rough. I mean, he can hit it if it's named Malik, for some reason.
He can hit it if they're wearing a different color jersey. 21 straight losses at home or something like that they were saying this week. Just like, and the Giants still sell out basically every game, which is insane to me. That's kind of like the Cowboys. Like, who cares as long? But I mean, at least our owners are pretty good about not being dicks about everything. Actually, I'm gonna try to hold this still so I stop shaking around and stop. There we go.
Oh, you're doing great, man. Honestly, I'm just glad to talk with you again, man. It's been a couple episodes since we've been able to be on the same.
Yeah. I was I thought I just had a stomach bug, so I was just out of commission last week, from Wednesday on, and then this weekend just ended up going, okay, that's it. I need to go to the ER and get checked out, and so yeah. Got a whole bunch of tests done last night, and then they just came in and gave me my pain meds. So I'm like, woo, feeling much better now. But yeah, I think what you're gonna look at. What do you got for your Cowboys? What do you think? Who's gonna be your big, second half of the season guys there?
Man, that's a great question. I'm I'm going to say Jalen Tolbert's probably going to make that big. If you're asking me the second half of the season, right? And hey, everybody, shout out Phil. Do you remember Phil? Say hi, Reckless.
What's
this
up,
is Phil? He's one of our regulars up here of No Frills, and he comes over and hangs out. Look at Cheat Sport in the Rossco Fantasy Football Show hat. Check it out, dude. Man, it's so good to see you, dude. Thanks for coming over. So me and Reckless were just talking. We were getting ready to do Ross-ter Repair, but he asked me, he said, who's my pick for the Cowboys to have the biggest impact in the second half of the season? And I said Jalen Tolbert. What do you think? Yeah, could be anybody right now. Great point. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, Phil. I listen to a lot of local sports radio, and do you?
I really don't anymore. I work from home, so I'm not in the vehicle much.
Okay, you work from home, so you're not in the car much. I get it. Well, hey, so they were talking about this. There's a lot of Cowboys fans, and tell me, Reckless, make sure you chime in on this after Phil does, okay? But are you, as a Cowboys fan, are you as excited to watch, are you as happy to watch them lose as you are to watch them win now with Jerry Jones doing the freak out thing? 110%, man. I love you, dude. Phil, everybody. Shout out, Phil. Lifelong Cowboys fan. Grew up here, but seeing him do that. Yeah.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It sucks every Sunday to watch it, and it's painful to watch.
It does suck every Sunday to watch the Cowboys. It is painful to watch. Yeah, and so I'm almost like, let's stick it to Jerry. Like, do you think, could we start a revolution? Do you think that Cowboys fans could, what do we do? Well, he's not going to hear it. What do you think, Reckless?
Got buy-in tickets, but I mean, people plan whole vacations around that stadium because I feel like there's more Cowboys fans here than there is in Dallas at this point in time. I'm pretty sure you guys down there who have to watch them every week just gave up.
It's getting like that. He's saying that, he's pretty sure all the Cowboys fans gave up. Now, remind me real quick, Reckless, you're in the Northeast, right?
Yeah, currently I am in East Orange, so I'm right outside of New York City.
Okay, so he's a Jets fan.
No, I'm not. Giants.
I know. I was teasing him. He's a Giants fan, man. He's a Giants fan. So, heartbreak either way. Yeah, heartbreak either way. Hey, cheers to being a Giants fan.
Yeah. Cheers to not trading away the future for Aaron Rodgers and getting, basically me or you playing quarterback for them.
Yeah. He's saying, what? I'd rather be a Giants fan and not have Aaron Rodgers than trading away the entire future to get Aaron Rodgers, which is a good point. Yeah, man. All right. Well, we got another segment. Phil, if you want to join, man, you can do the segment with us. It's called Ross-ter Repair, or as Dan puts it, Ross-ter Repair. Real quick, Dan says JJ's been more focused on marketing the Jerry Jones. Been more focused on marketing the Cowboys than building a winning roster. And Dan, you're not wrong. Jerry's chasing the money, dude. Jerry's chasing the money. He doesn't care if they win or lose. He wants the money. Why not? Wouldn't you do the same? I wouldn't. I would want to win. You're absolutely right. He'll give you the soundbite that you want to hear to keep tuning in, but he's not going to give you the quote to win. That was Phil, guys. That was Phil. Now, I did hear a quote. We were talking that Jerry kind of had flipped out, right? He got Sean Sharif basically. He got Sean Sharif kicked off of, oh my God, Sam Olsen. What's up, dude? The shirt is pure gasoline. I hope that's good. Gasoline, right? I don't know. It's pure. He said, Sam, thanks for watching, bro. That shirt is pure gasoline. Are you talking about my shirt? Or are you talking about the Stars? Now, I got a feeling that this guy's going to be hating on the Stars because, haters hate. And he hates the Stars jersey. Or he's an amazing person, Sam. And it is, brother. It is my shirt. You're an amazing person, dude. Sam, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for being here. Now, Dan, let's talk more about Jerry Jones, everybody. All right. Dan brings up he won a lot. He won a lot when he first bought the team, and he hasn't needed to win again. And that is an excellent point. He hasn't needed to. They've been the #1 sports franchise on the planet for like a few years and competing for it for quite a while. So, yeah. Sam, you are an amazing person. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, hey, man, if you want, hop on the show. Say what's up. He did win the Super Bowls early on. Yeah, absolutely. 6, 7. Let's talk about this, So, Phil, you were in 6th grade, 7th grade, and a freshman in high school when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl the last time. And, man, that's crazy.
What year was the last Cowboys Super Bowl?
What year was the last Cowboys Super Bowl that you were in 9th grade?
Yeah, it was the 95 season.
95 season, 96 Super Bowl.
So I was 9.
Reckless was 9 years old. I'm in 96. I was born 88. Hey, once again, shout out. Oh my God, LA. I got to meet the owner tonight of No Frills. Oh my God. I've never met the owner ever. I was so excited, dude. Everybody freaked out too on the stream. They were like, dude. So how cool is that? And he plays fantasy football. I told him, I said, watch the show, bro. You're going to learn some stuff. Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm going to share with you, Phil. Do you like the bottle caps here?
Every now and then.
Well, man, please help me out because I can't finish them all by myself. Now, Kenny, you know what else I can't finish by myself?
There we go.
It's going to be Ross-ter Repair, brought to you by K&B Automotive Care, LLC. If you wish someone would come to you for that oil change you've been waiting to get done, or maybe you've got a check engine light on, K&B Automotive Care provides mobile diagnostic services and repair covering a range of vehicle issues here in the DFW. Call to schedule an appointment, 682-704-1291. BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar, Range Rover, Mini Cooper, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Honda, and Toyota too. If you're looking for honest quality car care on the go, call K&B Automotive Care LLC today or find them on Facebook at K&B Automotive Care.
I will say finding someone you can trust to take care of your car is hard. You know who's really good at oil changes?
Who's good at oil changes, Reckless?
Dan's mom. Had to bring that one back because his name just keeps scrolling across the bottom of the screen there.
Man. You know, dude, Dan, you should have come out to join me tonight. He should have come out, bro. You should come out every night. I tell everybody come out to No Frills. I tell everyone, dude, this is the best place ever. I'm going to eat a bottle cap here. Oh. Thank you, LA. So, yeah, you should come out. And you know what, Dan? Come on out next week, dude. Come on out next week.
Tell them it's cheap tall beer Tuesday.
Yeah, dude, it's Cheap Tall Beer Tuesday, man. It's Cheap Tall Beer Tuesday. And by the way, you get to hang out with cool people. They got all kinds of stuff to do. Dude, I have like 20 TVs I can look at right now. No Frills is a great place to go. So definitely you should come out. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about with Ross-ter Repair. Big surprise. Chris Godwin went down this week against Baltimore. Heartbreaking. I was asking, did you get to see the play? Were you watching? Oh my God. It was going the wrong way. ESPN refused to show it again. Yeah, no, absolutely not. It was not pretty. And he is So they've confirmed he dislocated that ankle. He is going to have surgery. He is out for the season. Okay? So I just want to salute you. Chris Godwin, please join me. All of you out there, please join me. I'm about to cry. Chris Godwin, man. God bless you. All right.
And
Now,
may
so
you not
far,
end up like Antonio Brown.
yeah, and may you not end up like Antonio Brown. Yeah, Reckless makes a great point. And the other thing, I hope he does not end up like what you were kind of suggesting earlier, Reckless, is that could be a career-ending injury.
14 years.
I mean, he's 14 years in. He's getting kind of older. Surgery, big major recovery. I mean, dude. And here's what really what bothers me about this is he was on pace to have. Sorry, I burped. Excuse me. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Chris Godwin was on pace to have the best season he's ever had in his career. Baker's hitting on good strides. Thank you, Phil. Great point. Right, this season, Godwin already had 50 receptions for 576 yards. He had 5 touchdowns before the injury. Now, granted, that's through 7 weeks, but that's pretty good. And I'm thinking, and they haven't had their bye week, I don't think. All right, now, Phil, what do you think about my Home Alone?
I mean, that applies for damn sure to the San Francisco 49ers because they can't win. But same thing with, Godwin, and then I going down and taking it. And so, yeah, that's very applicable to a lot.
That is.
That is reaching back to my childhood right there, buddy.
Yeah, dude, reaching back to the childhood of the Home Alone. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, hey, I just want to shout out Blue Yays. I put your comment up. I am going to talk about this. I am. Just stay tuned for like not even 3 or 4 minutes, bro. I'm going to do Fantasy Talk with Rossco, brought to you by Apogee Graphics, and I'm going to talk about your topic first. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook, by the way. Let us know, show your support. All right. So, once again, thank you for the good times. We'll see you next year, okay? Now, if you guys have been watching the show, you know that typically what I try to do for Ross-ter Repair is I try to find you somebody that can get you the same production and maybe even from the same team, okay? But this week, if you can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat them, join them. So this week, you can put Godwin on IR. You could cut Godwin like Phil did. Did you have Godwin Reckless?
This is actually one of the first years I didn't pick him as my. He wasn't one of my top 2 receivers, but he was always kind of a reliable guy. You could count on for points, and I just he just ended up off the board before I could grab him in basically every league that I'm in this year. So I dodged that bullet. I didn't dodge any others, but I like what you put up here. That is especially the part about Lamar Jackson. It's now that he's got that running threat besides himself and Derrick Henry, that like any other time he's had good receivers, they just end up double teaming receivers and just forcing him to run the ball himself. So yeah, I think that's a good one. You'll pick him up for pretty cheap. Probably somebody, I can't even remember who all the Texans have down there, but CJ Stroud has been spreading it out a lot more this year as well. So I would take a look at those guys, and then we do have to talk about that. That's a really interesting trade. And then right now, if you have him on your roster, it's one of those guys I'd say sell high. You can replace a lot with him right now because he's like super hot and on fire, and I don't think he's going to keep it up down the stretch. I think the Commanders are going to do this. People are going to call me crazy, but Jaden Daniels right now is trade bait for me. Unless you're in a keeper league, the dude's going to be good for years. If it's just a one-off league and you're like looking to make that final push and try to win a championship, I think if you got another good quarterback who's got that playoff experience, a guy like Jared Goff knows how to win late in the season. Jaden Daniels has never been there, and that Commanders team is young, and this is their first year succeeding in 30?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, you make a good point about Lamar. Phil, you've got Lamar. You said.
I might have him in one of my leagues.
Yeah, dude. I think we talked. I think you got Lamar. I've got Lamar. I'm super happy to see him throwing the ball around a little bit more.
I got Mark Andrews.
Did you play Mark Andrews this week? Yeah, dude. How was that? Wasn't that sweet? That was pretty sweet. All right. Well, just throwing it out there, guys. Rashad Bateman might be a solid pickup in lieu of Chris Godwin. Now, I am not saying that Rashad Bateman will get you Chris Godwin points every single week. He's not going to do that. Hopefully, you have somebody else behind Godwin that was in your flex maybe, or maybe a flex option that now you can kind of promote to that wide receiver one, because I don't know 100% if this is wide receiver one yet, but this is really interesting. Over the last 3 weeks, all 3 games, Reckless, all 3 games, Rashad Bateman has been over 58 yards, and he's got 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. So it's like it's starting to tick up. Oh yeah, do it, bro. Do it right now. Do it. No, wait. Can you cancel that? And because before I tell you to take a waiver claim, I want to see who else is available, because remember, we did a segment earlier tonight that we were talking about some guys to pick up, okay? And just for you guys, just for you, Phil, I'm gonna bring this back up, okay? Now, maybe you don't need a quarterback. Have you looked at? Let's see who's available, because there's a really good chance that Juwan Jennings might be the top ad right now, given that Ayuk
and Debo.
Yeah, Ayuk and Debo are both out. Thank you so much, Reckless. Hey, Reckless, tell me what you think about Jennings.
Purdy's gonna have to go somewhere. I mean, the rest of that defense is gonna hold up. So they're gonna give him opportunities, and that offensive line's fantastic. They got great coaching out there. Juwan Jennings was a skilled player stuck behind 3 of the best pass catchers in the league between Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk. So that's probably going to be his number 1 choice right now, other than Kittle. So especially if you're in a PPR league, Purdy does like to spread the ball around as much as he can. I could see him getting 5-6 catches a game, and maybe a touchdown here and there. So he's probably a great flex option for anybody's team going forward the rest of the way. I do like that one as well.
Yeah, I think Juwan Jennings might be the way to go. All right, so hear me out, Reckless. Let's talk a little bit about Phil's team. By the way, Phil is in the official No Frills Fantasy Football League, okay? Dude, that's awesome. All right, now you got a pretty solid team. You got a pretty solid team here, Phil. He's got Jalen Hurts as his quarterback. He's running Connor, Stevenson, London, Wilson from Arizona, Brock Bowers, super smart playing Brock Bowers. You need to play him every week. I don't even know who's your other tight end. Laporta, bro. Yeah, you might consider trading him and get some value out of Laporta, because Laporta will go off 1 or 3 or 5 weeks the rest of the season. But, dude, Brock Bowers has been really good. All right, let's see here. So you only have 1 IR slot, and you got a lot of dudes on IR here, man. All right, so let me check real quick. Let me make sure on something. At least 4 games. Yeah, you might want to keep Nico. But Godwin might be done for the year, so I'm just starting it out here. You might actually want to drop Chris Godwin. Okay, so do you mind? By the way, number 2 wide receiver there, Reckless.
Yeah.
We're dropping him right now. All right, so he's off the team. Now, what that allows us to do is we can move Nico into the IR. So now you have an extra roster slot available, right? Start looking Laporta trades. Now, you definitely need to be playing CeeDee Lamb. Can you play him in your flex?
I can. I just didn't last week.
I
haven't changed my roster for this week.
Oh, you haven't set your lineup. Well, that's what we're here for, folks. The Rossco Fantasy Football Show, helping you with your lineups. So, I don't know. Hey, bro. Let's see here. Reckless, let me know what you think here. Let's get this
Well,
straight.
first you got to tell me the scoring. PPR, half PPR. What is it over there?
Now, is this a PPR league?
Yes.
It is. It's a PPR league.
Okay.
All right, now, I'm not showing any solid running back options besides Ramondre Stevenson. What do you think about that? Should we go pick someone up?
You probably should. I'm just trying to think of who's going to be your best options. McCaffrey's is eyeing up a comeback in the next week or two. You got Tua trying to come back, which I think is the dumbest thing on the planet. Personally, he's just gonna have mush up there sooner or later. Who else you got that's up there that's available? What do you got free agent wise? You don't got to spend that waiver claim. I always like trying to keep that waiver priority available. So when one person goes off, everybody used to hate me for it. Like, why don't you use your waivers? Because there's no reason to use them if I don't need them.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have fun, and man, let me tell you, Reckless, we're about to change Philip's life here, dude.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so right now in free agency for running backs, he's got Jaylen Warren, the Pittsburgh running back, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, not too much. Like Alexander Madison, now Jaleel McLaughlin, not super excited about, But let's look at wide receiver here. Also, not a whole lot available. Wow. Now there's Rashad Bateman. Now, you were gonna do the move, but what that would have done is it would have done the same thing that I'm about to do, which is cost you a waiver claim. All right, but see, here's the difference. Because you've got Nico on IR now, and we've already just straight dropped Godwin. What we can do now is we can move Nico into the IR, and that opens up another slot. So now we go back to players, and let's take a look at, tight ends here. Let's just see, Johnny Smith, Noah Fant, Hurst. He's got Noah Fant and Hurst, Disley. What kind of league is this, man? Nobody's available. How many teams are in this league? Okay, you know what I'm going to do for you, bro? I'm going to go ahead and let's grab Tua Tagovailoa off of waivers here. And then let's go to your team. Okay, let's go to your team. What I want to do, Reckless, is I want to make his number one priority actually Tua. Do you agree?
Yeah, probably. Especially with all those weapons down there. Tyreek with Tua, nobody's stopping the cheetah. Just toss the ball up, he'll run under it and get it.
Yeah, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because, let's see who he's got Jalen Hurts, right? He doesn't really need Tua, so I'm going to change my mind. He has Jalen Hurts, Reckless. He doesn't need a quarterback as bad, but it would be good to have an extra quarterback on his bench, just in case. So we're going to leave it that way. Let's go Rashad Bateman first, all right? And then let's go for Tua just as kind of a backup waiver because you're going to want. But the number one thing, Phil, is you could use Tua because you have Jalen Hurts. You could use Tua as trade bait. There's got to be a team in your league who needs a good quarterback. Maybe the one that Jay Daniels is in. Maybe somebody's still running like.
Well, just if he comes back on Sunday, this value is there, and if hopefully learn how to fall, all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, man. Well, I think it's a good time. I think we've had some good talks. So I think it's officially time now. It's officially time for Fantasy Talk with Rossco. Let's do it. Fantasy Talk with Rossco every week is brought to you by Apogee Graphics. Those guys are awesome. They did my hats. They made that hat. Apogee Graphics made the hat. Check it out. How cool is that, dude? It's awesome. And you make it look great. You make it look great. So Apogee Graphics, whether you're looking to promote a business, or a YouTube channel or whatever you're looking to do, Apogee Graphics is a super, super great quality design and graphics company, man. They do all kinds of great stuff. Make sure you check them out. Apogee Graphics, we love you guys. All right, so for Fantasy Talk with Rossco, you know, one thing we can talk about. Wait, hold on. I made a promise. Okay, and I can't back out on that comment, on that promise. All right, Blue Jays. Help me out, guys. He traded Josh Jacobs for DJ Moore, plus an 8th round pick. Okay, so he received Jacobs. He gives his 8th round pick and in a redraft league and DJ Moore. Okay, now he still has Alvin Kamara. Awesome. All right. You still have Kareem Hunt. Awesome. You're going to want to keep Kareem Hunt. You're going to want to play him the rest of the year because Pacheco's out. You got Hubbard. That's pretty good. All right, and you got Bigsby. But you needed a wide receiver, so now you have Kupp. You got Cooper Kupp. All right, you got Reed, and you got Moore at wide receiver. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to keep Kupp. You're going to keep Moore. Man, Bigsby's the guy you got to get rid of, dude. Bigsby's the guy. Now, he went off last week, and Travis Etienne is not doing great, okay? Yeah, look at his team, right? But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Tell me, you know, let's help Blue Jays here. All right, just throwing it out. Reckless, what do you think he should do?
I mean, I agree with you that Bigsby's got to be the odd man out there. That is one hell of a lineup you managed to get there, bud. I don't even know how the hell you did that. I always love getting Kupp because, you know, Kupp won me a championship a couple years ago almost single-handedly. Yeah, Reed and Moore, Kamara, yeah, and yeah, Pacheco, Hubbard, yeah.
Bro, that's a team.
How many teams are in that league? Like,
well, no, I bet it's a little bit decent. So he probably got Kamara with his, like, you know, a later pick. Kamara fell, but Pacheco, you know, was up there. He might have drafted Hubbard, okay? But Bigsby and Kareem Hunt were both free agent pickups that were good. Cooper Kupp definitely was probably a super high draft pick for this guy, all right? And the reason I'm thinking you keep Kupp, right? Basically what Reckless was saying is that, you know, Bigsby's the odd man out, right? Like, you're going to want to keep everybody else. Bigsby's the odd man out. But one thing I want to make a point about Cooper Kupp is that the Rams just said that they're willing to trade him. And they're looking for a second-round pick, and you know what that means. They want a second-round pick, but they'll probably accept, like, you know, a third and a sixth. You know, they'll probably... I mean, dude, Cooper Kupp on the move would be huge. I let everybody know about the Amari Cooper trade, and I was a little bit meh, you know, like thinking like, oh, the first week, I don't know about it. But, dude, Amari Cooper, bro. Amari Cooper. So, I'm thinking the same thing could happen with Kupp. Yes, he's been injured.
I got a landing spot for Kupp if because this team is desperate. There's only so many years they're going to get out of this quarterback. The Buffalo Bills need that, like, guy that no matter what you can do, that I think is your best landing spot. And could you imagine Jake Allen and Cooper Kupp? Like, that would be such a match made in heaven.
Yeah, well, I'm going to look this up, and I'm going to screen share it because I read a really cool thing that there are some teams who have already reached out to the Rams about Cooper Kupp. Okay? And well, let me just find it real quick. And I'm gonna pull up the thing, dude. I am sucking at typing right now. Phil, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Okay, here we go. Aware of trade rumors. Here we go. Give me just a second. I'll get this pulled up for you guys. And let's see. Let's see if this article talks about it. Okay, this one doesn't. I'm gonna find it. Hey, Reckless, Kenny, give me something while I look at this. Tell me, what's your number one play of the week?
Number one play of the week. I hate to admit it, but it happened in Giants Stadium. And yeah, I love Saquon. He's a decent human being. I have lived in the area he grew up. He played probably about 15 minutes from my house. I live in Easton, Pennsylvania. About 15, 20 minutes away is where he went to high school. So I always kind of was rooting for that guy, especially when he ended up a Giant. And I don't blame him for leaving, but that he really broke that game completely open because the Giants defense had the Eagles bottled up the entire first half. And that 55 or 70-yard run he had, that second or third drive in the second half, really just completely changed the outlook of the game. That would be the play of the week for me. That was basically that was it. I'll say the gutsiest move of the week has to go to Mike Tomlin too. I don't understand how you sit Justin Fields, and I mean it is the Jets, so it was basically a preseason game. So I don't understand. Hold on a second. How you sit Justin Fields, and play the guy who washed out of two different. Basically he got ran out of Seattle as his skill started going down. Couldn't get anything done in Denver. And then he comes to Pittsburgh. You thinking he's going to be the guy, and they ended up with Justin Fields just falling in their lap. So that's a gutsy move. So we'll see what going forward. I think Fields will end up being the starter, just because the kid's got skill. He's accurate. He can move, get around in the pocket. He can escape the pocket for you. If you need 5-6 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, he can do that when he needs to.
Thank you.
And what's Russell Wilson now? He's probably our age, probably my age, probably 36, maybe. I think he's maybe a year or two older than me at most. So how many more good years are you gonna get out of him anyway? That would be my gutsy move of the week. You find that article yet?
I did not, but Phil actually helped me out. It looks like some of the teams who've reached out are like the Lions, the Commanders, and the Cowboys. And there's a couple other teams. When I saw it earlier, I was doing my research. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm so sorry, Kenny. But, I think Cooper Kupp would be the guy to hold on to. I think Bigsby's the guy to get rid of. Therefore, you Blue Jays. All right. I see you, Dan. But, yeah, the Rams. Okay. Also, I see you, Sam. If you get time, pick two. McLaurin, McConkey, Gabe Davis, Marvin Harrison Jr.
MHJ,
well, McLaurin.
Baby. I am all for MHJ.
What do you think? So if you pick two receivers to play this week, McLaurin, McConkey, Gabe Davis, or Marvin Harrison Jr. Phil's going to answer. Terry McLaurin. That's a good question. Who do they play this week? But dude, it's Terry McLaurin. Now,
and he's got a decent quarterback.
He's got a pretty decent quarterback. Lad McConkey, dude, I've been waiting for him to go off all season. So I'm going to vote no on McConkey. Gabe Davis is good. That's a guy with talent. But if you're asking me, Sam, McLaurin, Bears. Oh, McLaurin's playing the Bears. And then McConkey has the Saints. Okay. Yeah, 100%, dude. I'm taking the McLaurin pick there. Yeah, McLaurin and Marvin Harrison are probably the way to go on that one.
Well, I'm an Ohio State boy. You know who I'm picking.
Yeah, and the number one reason, too, right, is not just because you're Ohio State. It's because they're playing the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's a game you definitely want to take. Real quick, Dan mentioning, he saw an article said lots of teams have reached out showing interest in Kupp, but the Rams aren't interested in trading him, which I'm not so sure, because all the articles I could not find all the articles that I could find were like this. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to present. I'm going to screen share. All right, let's go Cooper Kupp search. Okay, here's what I saw. All right, Rams Cooper Kupp is aware of the trade rumors ahead. Cooper Kupp comments on the rumors that he could be traded. You know, where are the landing spots? But one of the big ones I saw was that the Rams are actually reaching out to teams now. Yeah, proactively reaching out to them. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. We'll go up to the top one. Let's just read like one of these first ones. Let's see what he says. Comments on the rumors. Okay. No. All right. Where at the end of the day, I'm going to be around people. Speculation has escalated. Going from the Rams receiving calls to now making calls to teams themselves. They're trying to get rid of him. They're trying to get rid of him. So that's pretty wild. But anyways, Cooper Kupp would be the guy to keep. Marvin Harrison is the guy to keep. Thank you very much, Sam, for being involved and getting on with it. All right, now our normal segment of Fantasy Talk with Rossco. No bye weeks this week. How do you feel? Everybody's available except for the ones that are hurt. No bye week this week. Isn't that nuts?
Sounds good. But let's see what the Cowboys can do coming up there is going up against a depleted 49ers team. So if they can't beat the 49ers.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough week for the Cowboys this week. Phil was saying, Reckless, playing against the 49ers. Yeah.
I mean, can Samuel be playing in the hospital with pneumonia?
I don't know, man. He's wondering if Samuel's going to be able to play after coming out of the hospital with pneumonia for Week 8.
That's going to be touch and go. Even he's not going to be 100% no matter what. You know, you that takes time to recover from. You're probably going to need 2 weeks to feel 100%. I would say keep an eye on Garrett Wilson as well going forward because eventually he's going to get annoyed with the Jets doing everything they can to lose. And there's rumors up here that he's already put out that he wants to be traded.
No.
Okay. I just no, I'm with you 100%. Man, this is so much cooler to do it full screen because I can actually read the names. I figured since we were talking wide receivers a little bit, I go ahead and post the wide receiver ranks from ESPN and Yahoo. And a lot of times, what I like to do is I like to kind of compare and contrast. So, interesting that Yahoo has CeeDee Lamb all the way down because he's playing San Francisco, but ESPN's got him number 1 at San Francisco. Phil was just talking about how depleted the 49ers offense is. You were just talking about it, Kenny. I think this stands to be a game for CD to do a good job. Again, it's always going to come down to Dak, right? But interestingly enough, ESPN has Cooper Kupp at number 11. Yahoo has them at number 8 because they're playing Minnesota. Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, I'm looking here, and I did it to you, or who did I do it to earlier in the season? I forget. It's the league that we're in together. The good old Bengals bomb. I'm looking at it. Burrow. I think Burrow and the boys have a huge week against Philadelphia. This might be the week if you got Jamar Chase and back that up with T. Higgins just to try to make sure if Jamar Chase went down for any significant time.
You did it.
You
to
might
me,
be looking
Kenny.
at another huge week for those three.
You did it to me, Kenny. I'm pretty sure it was me. So Kenny decided to play. What was it? Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins against me, and he won. I mean, they went off. That was insane. A great move. Loved it. But yeah, so he's saying that Jamar Chase is probably going to have a really big game against Philadelphia. By the way, guys, if you're watching, man, tune in, man. Throw those comments up. We love talking about it. Right now, we're just kind of talking about some ranks. So let's go ahead and look over the ranks for running backs from both. So ESPN putting Breece Hall up first against the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots basically don't have a defense. I think it's a pretty good idea. You know, I mean, you're definitely playing Breece Hall if you have him. But John Robinson really surprised me this week. I'm excited for him. But when we look at Yahoo's got Saquon Barkley as the #1 running back at Cincinnati. Why is that? Why is that, Kenny?
Because Jalen Hurts is not going to be able to throw the ball in that building. I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but that building is loud. And he doesn't seem to perform too well once he can't hear everything. A lot of those calls are made pretty quick at the line, and if he's not getting them, he's going to burn through those timeouts pretty quickly. I'm going to say, yeah, Saquon's a good play, and further on down here, the Browns are a mess. So anybody on Baltimore right now, if you have Derrick Henry, play him. Obviously, you're gonna play him. I'm trying to look down here. Who else I think is gonna have a big week? A little further down here, I'd say sit Swift if you have him. I think Washington's gonna.
I'm playing Swift, baby, against Washington D. You can bet I'm playing Swift.
No,
go ahead.
I don't think this is the week. I just have a feeling Washington's going to get ahead early, and it's going to be a lot of trying to play catch-up, and that means a lot of throwing the ball. That's just my feeling, and, I've had Swift a couple of years in a row, and it just always seems to be, like there's weeks where he'll go without nothing. Keep an eye on the on a Kane, too. I really like him this week.
Well, Kenny, I don't want to break your heart, okay?
Go ahead.
But there's a really good chance that Jaden Daniels, with that injury that he took, is very much in doubt against the Bears.
Ooh, yeah. Shit. Yeah, that's true.
Dealing with the rib injury. Here, let me just... well, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get sued.
I completely forgot about that.
But... yeah, he's dealing with a rib injury. His status is up in the air. The head coach, Dan Quinn, described Daniels as week to week, bro. You're not saying week to week if you're only missing 1 week. You know what I mean? So there's a really good chance, man, and I hate to say it, that they're not going to have anything on offense. Chicago's going to go up, and it's going to rely on running the clock out in the ground game. So that's why I'm playing Swift. All right, let's take a look. We did very briefly at wide receivers. Let's take another real quick look. You got any food for thought here, Kenny?
Yeah, play Garrett Wilson. Even Stephon Diggs, but if he doesn't get enough targets, he'll throw a temper tantrum and have a terrible game. So I'm looking kind of like your lockdowns lower down there. Yeah, Devontae Adams, I'm not really sure because it doesn't seem like Rodgers can throw the ball unless it's like he can't even stand and make the reads right now. Trying to see who we got down the bottom here. George Pickens is probably good. It's probably a good pick. It won't work in the first half because the Giants' defense will not be tired yet. But I don't have any faith in the Giants' defense once quarter 3 starts.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's looking up. Yeah, and if it's the quarterback's a question mark right now because he hasn't named a starter. They kind of did, but it's very wishy-washy. So we don't even know who's going to be throwing the ball this week technically for the Giants. Yeah, Detroit going to Tennessee. If you have Amon-Ra, that game's going to get out of hand fast. Down here, who else we got? Look, I'm just looking at Oh, yeah, here you go. Jaden Reed. Jacksonville sucks. Always does. That's one kind of lower there. I think is going to be a hit for you. The
Yeah,
Packers,
man.
I think, are going to walk into Jacksonville like everybody does and just destroy them.
That is a great segue, my man. Way to go. Because Sam's wondering if he should play Tyler Kraft against the Jags or Kittle against the Cowboys. Bro, that's kind of tough, right? I mean, honestly, you want to say, like my gut, like, okay, not even my gut, because I'll tell you what my gut says, which you never trust your gut, you always trust Betalytics. Okay? My gut is saying Kraft versus the Jags, and here's why. Kenny just mentioned it. The Jags suck, bro. Okay? And the Packers are pretty good, but Tyler Kraft and Jordan Love have been kind of connecting a little bit. You know, I've told you guys in the past episodes to make sure you have Tyler Kraft. I played him quite a few times, and I've really enjoyed it. But the biggest thing for me is Kittle with his Cowboys. Who else is Brock Purdy gonna throw to? Right? That's Juszczyk, maybe. Maybe Ricky Pearsall, I think, or Jawan Jennings. I said to go ahead and pick up. That, just so you know, picking up Jawan Jennings is, and me telling you to pick him up is not an endorsement to play him, especially against the Cowboys. You don't want Trayvon Diggs against your wide receiver. Yeah, it could work out great some weeks, but it could not. So my thing, Sam, on this one, and you guys tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But my thing is that if you play Kittle, you're expecting like a base amount of points that are going to do something for you. What I'm afraid of is with all the losses, all the shit, all the stuff, excuse me, folks, going on with the Cowboys, right? With everything going on, if you've only got like one receiving option that's legitimate, maybe another one that's like, we'll see, right? How hard would it be to shut down George Kittle? How hard is it to shut down George Kittle? Like, if he's the only guy you got to watch, you know, that could be dangerous, but don't hate me if I'm wrong. Don't hate me if Kittle has 3 touchdowns, 200 receiving yards on 18 catches because he can get away with it with the Cowboys. Remember, folks, if you're watching the show, we're kind of rooting for the Cowboys to do bad enough that we get to coup and, you know, get to...
You forgot one thing about that, though. That's in Jacksonville. Something. That's in Jacksonville. Check the weather. It's supposed to be rainy this week, all week in that area. That could play a major factor in whether or not you're throwing the ball. I think that's going to be the one you got to look out for.
Well, you know what, Kenny? You might be right. I might be wrong. But all that matters is how fantasy football makes you feel, man. And Sam, dude, you're my kind of dude. You just needed an excuse to put your fellow South Dakotan in your lineup, and I'm telling you 100%, you're going to want to make that one. I play Kraft. Kittle could go off. Yes, it's going to rain, but that's okay for them short passes. Yeah, Phil's saying, with Dak being turnover happy. Yeah.
4 receptions for 60 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah, I mean, either one of them is a good play, but man, Sam, I'm going to go with you, dude. I think you should play Kraft. I think Jordan Love is a little bit better quarterback right now than Brock Purdy, just for this week. Sorry. But, yeah, Purdy's in his head right now. He's losing everybody. He doesn't have any other options. I feel like the chances of the Cowboys shutting down Kittle are way higher than the chances of the rain shutting down Tyler Kraft. So I'm going to go with you, Sam. I hope you make that. Well, folks, make sure that you like and subscribe and you follow and you invite and you send messages in the chat and you tell all your friends and you tell your family about Peak One Sports Network. We're on YouTube, Facebook. I mean, we're all over the place. I am super happy that you guys could join us this week. And, you know, man, I had so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one. to get us out of here. But guys, Kenny, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Phil, thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure. Shout out to everybody who was in the comments. Shout out to the owner of No Frills coming by to check us out tonight, man. We had a great time, dude. That is the Rossco Fantasy Football Show live from No Frills in Arlington, Texas. Thank you guys so much for joining us, man. I hope we see you next week. I hope your teams all win. I hope nobody gets injured this week. Yeah, and I hope we see you again. Make sure you come back. Kenny, thanks again. Shout out Dan. Shout out Cooper. Shout out Phil. Shout out Kenny. Y'all have a good week.